one, and recently it has been noticed, like just last year in 2023, JEE Advanced has asked a question which was a mix of probability and conic section. So where fundamentally number of integer points were to be found in a region and out of total points. Here a similar problem is posed to you. Let's see how to solve this. So a point a comma b is randomly chosen from a region 0 comma 2 cross 0 comma 4. I'll explain the meaning of this. Probability that the area of the region, which is given by this, is less than 2. Okay, so before we go further, let's understand the meaning of the question, understanding the question. So what does this region mean? 0 comma 2 cross 0 comma 4. As you know, 0 comma 2 is a Cartesian. As we know, cross represents a Cartesian product of these two sets containing 0 comma 2 and 0 comma 4. Now the region R is composed of all those point x comma y where x and y is belonging to real number, such that this represents a linear expression, linear inequality in fact, under this boundary condition is less than 2. So before we go further, we'll plot this region. This is basically a rectangular region. Okay. This dimension in the problem, the region 0 comma 2 cross 0 comma 4 is a rectangular region. 2 cross 0 comma 4. So now we can pick up any point from this region, depending upon your choice. Let's see what does region R represent, x comma y. So x comma y, I can take any real numbers such that bx plus ay is less than equal to ab. Now bx plus ay equal to ab, let's understand the equality case. If neither of a or b is 0, then definitely we can divide by ab. So which will convert the equation into a line equation. Now you know, for a particular fixed value of a and b, this represents a line. So at y0 x equals a, at x0 y equals b. So we are having this line. So if I select, let's say a equals some value in this window, so of course a will come from this window and b will come from this window, right? So if I select a is, let's say 1.5 and b maybe I'll select 3.2, then we'll have a fixed line, right? Now the question is, what is the chance if you randomly select this value of a and b? Clearly we'll have random selection of lines, right? So then we can have other line. For some particular a, some particular b, we can have this line. We can line like this, right? And so on and so forth. Clear? So the question amounts to, we have this rectangular region where it's 0 to 2, 0 to 4. We select a random value of a and b, which gives a random straight line oriented. What is the probability that the area found by x greater than 0, which is above this axis, similarly y greater than 0, so above y axis, above x axis, and the line x by a plus y by b equals less than equals 1. Less than equals 1 is before this. So we want this region area to be less than 2. Now what's the area of this region? It's very simple. Area is given by half into base, half into a into b. So we want probability of half into ab is less than 2. It means we want equivalently probability of ab is less than 4. Now that's not a difficult game, because you know a is lying on an x-axis and b is lying along y-axis. So what is the probability of selecting two numbers from this rectangular region now, such that their product is less than 4, right? Clearly a and b is non-negative. So this I can think as if, since a is selected along x-axis and y is selected along, b is selected along y-axis, hence we can think of xy less than 4. Now what is xy less than equals 4? It's a rectangular hyperbola, right? A region formed by rectangular hyperbola. So let's try to graph first y equals 4yx. Okay, clearly x equal to 0 allowed, but when I am dividing by x, I am not allowing, I am just disallowing one of the particular point. That anyway doesn't change the area bounded. So at x equals 0, it will go to infinity. At y0, x will go to infinity. We'll have this hyperbola. As long as we want xy less than 4, you can pick up any point in this region. So basically we want this area out of total area of rectangle. Now how to calculate this area? That's not very difficult, because either you can calculate the area of a smaller chunk. So we can calculate area of this rectangle plus area of this hyperbola, which is curve y equal to 4yx, running from this point alpha to 2. Right, so this line is y equal to 4. So xy equal to 4. The rectangular hyperbola will cut y equals 4 at x equals 1. So this point is basically alpha is 1. Now we know if alpha is 1, the width of this rectangle is 1, the height is clearly 4, so area of this chunk is 4. Plus, what is area of this region? Under the hyperbola umbrella, it's integration 1 to 2 4 by x dx. That gives us 4 plus 4 ln x evaluated from 1 to 2, which is 4 plus 4 ln 2 minus ln 1 is 0, so that goes out. So we have 4 plus 4 ln 2. Now what's the total area of rectangle? Total area of this rectangle that we are having is nothing but 4 into 2. So the probability of xy less than 4 amounts to all the points which will be selected from this region that will contribute to the product of coordinate less than 2. Of course, we are not allowed to put any point along this curve, but anyway, a single streak is not changing the area, right? So that doesn't influence the answer. This is basically area of this region divided by total area of rectangle. And that gives 4 into 1 plus L into over 4 into 2. So the answer comes to be 1 plus ln 2 into. So this was a perfect question for JEE Advanced, where the basic idea was covered. I hope you have enjoyed this.